guys, welcome back. My bestie is back. Welcome back, Ron.
I am back from my, let's call it a 3-week all-inclusive holiday on Love Island All Stars. Because let's be honest, all I did was sunbathe on there. But first things first, we are having a name change, a rebrand already on the podcast. We're listening to our fans and we're also listening to Ian Sterling, who said it on an episode that we missed the trick. And we did.
Well, I just found out Ron co-presents a podcast called I'm Right, He's Wrong. What? Surely it should be called I'm Right, He's Ron. That's an open goal, mate.
Actually, 1 minute. Guys, we did not miss the trick. You missed the trick. I said before Ron went away, I think we should call this podcast I'm Right, He's Ron. And he was like, no, I've already made the email account. It's too long. And I was like, but you're going away, I'm doing the hard work, so I can change it.
It was time. Time was not on our side.
But it's called being lazy and it's called me being smart, guys.
But the name is being changed. It is I'm Right, He's Ron. Play on words, because apparently I'm always wrong.
Which still means he's wrong, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
to obviously put it out there.
But it's happening. And thank you for all the fans that basically commented with the recommendation. We are listening to you, because that's what we're going to do here. We listen to you guys. But yeah, moving on.
Yes.
I'm back.
I'm so excited to see you.
Did you miss me?
I missed you so much. I really, really did. And I didn't think I would, because I thought by seeing you on TV, it would be the same.
You didn't see me on TV because I wasn't aired. Because I didn't do anything.
You was aired. But not as much as I'd like to see. But it was more like, I think I missed you in the sense of like, I thought, you know what, I could just see you were so uncomfortable. You weren't yourself. And so I really wanted you to just come back and just feel, I didn't want you to be somewhere you didn't want to be. And you just, I don't know, it wasn't you. Do you know what I mean? Like in the first couple of days, I felt like you was yourself. But then, I don't know, after that, I just felt like you was like, I could just tell no one in there was for you. I just knew you wasn't going to like anyone after that.
I was myself. But I wasn't myself, in the fact that I'm so proud of the fact that I was myself throughout the whole thing. I'd done everything that I wanted to do. I didn't do anything, that was guided that I wouldn't be happy with. I stayed true to myself. And I think doing that, because I didn't fake it with any of the girls, I just didn't fancy any of the girls. That's as simple as that.
Well, Ron, I don't think you need to bloody say it. I think it's obvious. Anyone could see it.
Exactly. But the problem is, when you're on that show, you need to be in a couple, or you need to be causing arguments. And I didn't want to do it. I don't know what it is. I'm just not made for the show.
You know what it is? You're just not about that life.
No, I'm not.
You just don't care for the fakeness, the whole like TV drama. Like I think anything for you like that, even if you was to be argumentative with something, like someone, I feel like you'd rather do it in private and not have to have
I just wanted a reason. It wasn't even about being private. I'd argue with someone if they gave me a reason to argue. But
I feel like they did give you a bit of a reason.
But they don't. It gets to a point where you're in there and you just can't be asked, because it's such, in the arguments, there's so much display of immaturity and there's no reason. It's just who can shout the loudest. And by the end of it, I was just like, I can't be asked to deal with you. Like I thought it was meant to be like an older, more mature cast, but I just thought...
I actually think that this has been quite drama, and everyone's just been going for each other.
But I think it's because people, it's their job and they know to switch it on. Yeah. Like, I love everyone individually off camera. They're great people. But
you feel like
when it comes down to the show and it comes down to, like, the arguments, it comes down to, like, beefing each other, it's like being back at, like... it's like being back at school. And it's embarrassing.
But I do think it is quite childish in that sense, because it is childish. Like mad how people can just switch it up on you and like just act for no reason, or like get annoyed over the smallest thing.
They can't listen to an opinion. If you say your opinion, which I did early doors, like remember that first conversation I had with Elma, it was me trying to like find out what her reason is for. So
this is what I want to ask you. Like, how did you feel? Like, what happened? Like, because I literally said to you, go in there, obviously go with whoever you want, but I thought that Elma's quite pretty. She come across really well in the beginning of the show as well. And I just thought you'd click, but whoa, that went like another way.
It's because, so when you're in a holding period, you kind of watch a few episodes to get a gist of things. And I went in there, my first pick was India. She was booted out the night before. So I went in there and I was like, God, I don't know who to go for. I was so annoyed when that happened, because I knew you fancied her. Exactly. So I just thought, I'm in trouble here already. So I just went in pure confidence and I thought, oh, come on then, let's have it. But then chatting to people, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'd seen Elma react to like Ronnie kissing Kaz or whatever it was.
Why did you think that was so bad, her reaction? Because I feel like she had a
she'd
reason.
known the bloke for like 3 days.
Yeah, but you know how
3
intense it
days.
is in there, though.
Yeah, but 3 days knowing a
But
bloke.
it weren't
and you know,
about that.
But
It
you
was
know
more
everyone's exploring. You've got to...
know.
when it comes to... Look, outside, yes, you're not going to go kissing loads of people, right? But in there, you have to get to know everyone.
Yeah.
They was wifed off straight away.
No,
and I was like,
I fully get
if I'm going to
that.
get to know you, I need to know whether or not that you're going to kick off if I go and chat to someone else or lip someone else.
Yeah, because you're so good at normally doing that.
But it wasn't a case of telling her what she thought I was trying to tell her to do is how to feel. That wasn't the case. You know, I don't know what it was. I'm not watching the show.
It wasn't portrayed like that. If anything, it looked like you wound her up a tiny bit maybe in the beginning. Only reason being is because I feel like, from my point of view, just from that whole argument, obviously this is just me watching it from, you know, TV point of view. I do feel like Kaz come across really well, by the way, but her kissing him 5 minutes after is what was bad.
The
about
timing,
it.
and that's why was the peak thing.
That was deep. I can't lie, because you're
But
doing
remember,
that to your
I
friend.
don't know that because I wasn't in there.
Did you not see that?
Well, no, you don't know how fit. Like, to go from one clip to one clip.
Yeah, but it wasn't the
you
same
don't-
night.
Yeah, it was. It turns out it was literally like 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
Right? But that's fine. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Timing's
that
off.
that
but
was
the
bad.
reaction is still like so over the top from knowing someone 3 days. For me, it was like the weirdest thing about that whole dilemma was me and Elmer actually ended that conversation laughing. We walked off towards the bridge and we was laughing, being like, oh, at least it's like, we can put that to bed. Literally not even like half an hour later or like an hour later, all of a sudden, boom, coming back to me, Ronnie was pulling me. And I was thinking, hold on a second.
That
why is this a
really
thing?
annoyed me,
I was like, why is this a thing? Like we've had a normal conversation about it. But all of a sudden, kicked off again about it. And then the next day or whenever it was, she then pulled me again with bodyguard Ekin-Su.
That's so
I thought
funny.
2-on-1, and I just thought like, what is going on here? I thought we were sweet, but then all of a sudden I thought, and you can see my reaction here. I couldn't even be bothered.
Yeah, but you know what? You handled yourself so well, because I understand her initial reason. Like, I get why she was pissed off and actually blew that whole thing out of proportion because of Cass kissing him 5 minutes after. That's deep. You don't do that to your friend. However, how she reacted to you, I do think was wrong and way too much.
It's just
and
too
then
much.
Ronnie pulling you saying, because it was behind. I don't think you lot saw this, but when he was speaking in the, is it called the Beach Hut? I bloody forgot, and I was on this show. He would have bloody thought. And he goes, "Is he trying? Is like, has he come in here to annoy me, or like, is it like the? I can't remember actually what his words were, but I was thinking, shut up! Like, if anything, he should be kissing your feet, saying like, you've done me a favor.
was backing him.
You backed
I was
the
backing
guy,
him.
and he literally started to annoy you. And I was thinking,
because I think
shut
Elmer
up.
was getting into Ronnie's hero, and Ronnie couldn't be asked for that because they'd put it to bed a couple of days before. But that's the thing is, when you're a bombshell, you have to come in with big energy, and you either have to crack on with everyone or you have to cause arguments. And I went in there and just shared my opinion, which caused argument. And I can understand why people would have been like, right, what's this guy coming in here for? Well, I can't just come in and just be pally everyone. That's not what bombshells do. Like, you're on a show, blah, blah, blah. And I hated the fact that it had to be that way.
Yeah.
And then I think as the time went on, I just went from like, I can't be asked for that. I'm not here for it. I'm just avoiding everything. And I think that's where it got to a point where I just realised that I am not cut out for that. I'm just not cut out for the show.
So do you feel like that kind of bicker and all that drama that was caused over such a stupid situation, do you feel like that kind of closed you in your shell and made you think, I want to avoid this?
No.
To the viewers, to me, it come across as like, that kind of shut you down and made you think, oh, fuck this drama. Like, I want to be away from it. And that's when I felt like you weren't yourself.
I knew I wanted to be away from drama because I just couldn't be bothered with it. But at the same time, I was completely myself. Like, if someone had valid reason to beef me, or if someone wanted to come at me, I'd 100% say my reason and, you know, I guess argue back. But I'm just too... I don't know whether it's like emotionally too mature for it. I don't do anything or want to make comment on something which I know is just going to bark someone up the wrong tree when they're not going to listen, and they're just unfortunately just too stubborn with it. No one, I don't know what it is. They just can't have a reasonable conversation about it.
Yeah,
and I
but
think,
do you know what? You handled it really well. Like, even with Elma when she was talking to you, what I didn't like is I actually understood her point of being more annoyed at you than Ronnie. He had no reason, but it's the way you speak to someone, and it's like she was just speaking at you. Like, it was like,
Elma,
you know, when someone's like pushing you for a reaction, it's like, obviously, because you're my best friend and I'm seeing it on there, it was annoying me because I was like, bro, the geezer didn't even do anything that bad. Like, okay, I get why she could have got a bit defensive, but it's not that deep. Like, you could have spoken in a much calmer way.
It's just Elma for you. Elma loves throwing her 2 pence into every single thing. Like, she's from Towie. Like, come on, it's a whole drama built show. Like, at the end of the day, to get airtime, you need to argue with someone or you need to be in a lovey-dovey couple. And she does both. You know, that doesn't mean she's a bad person for it. Like, off camera, I love Elma. She's unreal. Like, lunchtimes, dinners, you know, when we're not really filming, she's such a pleasure to be around.
So do you feel like she plays it up to the cameras then?
Well, she just knows when to switch it on. But I think that goes for every single one on that show. They know when to switch it on.
That's crazy though, right? Like,
but people knew what they were going on for. I feel like I'm too naive. I went in there thinking, like, I'm going to get to know a few people. Like, hopefully if someone's there I fancy, get on with them, and I'll, same as last time. Like, I'll have fun with the boys, be in a couple, beautiful. But I didn't fancy anyone, couldn't be asked for arguments, and I wanted to stay out of it. And that's why you don't get airtime. And that's why I just fell off a cliff and ended up being on all-inclusive sunbathing.
Can I ask you something? Like, did you ever fancy Kaz? She's a beautiful girl, but I just don't believe
she's
it.
beautiful in her own way. She's just not someone that she's not my type. I wouldn't go for it.
Okay.
I just wouldn't. But I think when it was in there,
She's
she
beautiful.
was the best looking, and she has so much energy. I thought,
Yeah.
oh well, if I'm going to chat to someone, I'll chat to Kaz. But it's absolutely not someone who I would go for. And we both knew. Like, for me, I knew Kaz. I knew I wasn't Kaz's type. Fact.
Okay.
I knew that from the get-go.
So is that what kind of like made you feel?
So I was
back?
like already forcing something that I knew wasn't going to go into anything. And, you know, Kaz isn't someone who I would go for. So we knew, come on, this is like, you're barking up the wrong tree on both sides. But we were both like not in a couple there, you know, whatever. Let's see. And then there was one scene which creased me, where obviously take her to the terrace and like everyone like pied me or whatever. I didn't lean in for a kiss or anything, but like she was like, you're not my type. And I read the room. I knew that was going to happen. And I come out, I don't know whether it airs it, but like I come out and I start creasing to the boys straight away.
You actually handled it really well, because I felt so deep for you.
Did you?
Yeah, because I was thinking, oh, Ron.
The thing is, I did, like, even my mates coming out, they were all like, mate, what was that thing with Kaz? Why, like, what's going on? You got pied. And I'm like, boys, relax. It weren't like that. Like, I'll come out creasing about it. Went straight to the sun deck with the boys, started laughing straight away. And I'm like, boys, you never guess what? Like, here's how the conversation went. I didn't lean in or anything. I just read the room. But it's just funny. Like, that's the sort of stuff that you kind of have to do. I hadn't spoken to her that whole day, by the way. That whole day. So imagine how random it was for me to just pull her for one chat in the evening to then take her up to the terrace.
Yeah.
It was crease. Like, it was unfortunately it was a manufactured thing. That's all I'll say about it. But
I kind of feel like I hope that it would have gone somewhere with you and Kaz, because I feel like I could imagine
lovely,
your
but it wouldn't
personalities
have.
bouncing on off of one another.
yeah, no, it wasn't like that. But, you know, that's the thing. I think from that point there, I knew that I was staring at the door waiting for Bombshell to come in, and it did not happen the whole time.
Did you feel like someone, like if there was someone that would come in and turn your head or maybe make you feel a bit different, who would it be? From the previous cast or anyone that you know?
So...
Would it have been Nana?
Oh, God. I spoke to producers about this. And they were like, who would you want to come in? You know, and you give people, before you go on the show, you give people, like, you give them names of like, who you would want to come in. And I'll say it up front. Like, I don't mind saying it on the podcast. I'll out myself about it. And the name that I gave, that if there was anyone to come in that would have made me maybe stay, would have been Samantha Kenny, or the boys actually spoke really highly and they said I'd get on with Jessie Potts.
Who's that?
She was on season 11 or 10. So apparently she's lovely. I have no idea, like, I've literally never met her or anything. But because apparently she's just a really, really lovely girl.
Okay.
But I even said, like, even when I decided to leave, at that point, no one could have come in and made me stay. No one. I left knowing full well that no one was coming in that would have got me to stay, because I did not enjoy myself at all for the last week. At all. I was sat there every day sunbathing.
So miserable.
I literally, there was nothing for me to do. Everyone else was smitten in their couples. Everyone went off. I'd be in like group conversation or with the boys or sunbathing. That is all I did. The boys used to banter me all the time and they say, Ron, like, what are you going to do today? Who are you going to chat to? And I'd go, no one. I'm just going to go chat. I'm just going to go sunbathe or like chat to people.
So
because I can't fake it. I'm not faking it.
So you're saying Samantha Kenny, who did you say?
That's Jess Potts.
Okay. I actually don't know who maybe I'll know from pictures. I'm really bad with names. Samantha Kenny is really sweet, by the way. She messaged me while she was away and she was like, oh, I feel bad because I feel like they're picking on him. Like, she was being really, really sweet.
Oh.
She's lovely. I do think that
I get so many messages about Samantha Kenny.
Did you ever consider, like, what if Lana comes in?
I mean, we used to joke about it loads in the bedroom. So, like, basically, there's so much. So, basically, there's... I don't think viewers realise this because obviously you see it out, but there are hours and hours and hours that you spend separate from the girls. Lunchtime dinners and then like 2.5 hours before we go out, right? So there, inside scoop. In all those times, you're sort of off. Not you're always on camera, but they can't air that stuff. And in the boys' bedroom, when we're talking about it, we talk about loads of stuff outside that definitely won't be aired. Because they can't.
I want to know everything.
So we'd talk about our exes. We'd talk about like who people have been chatting to. If they wanted anyone in. Or not? Like, this is the gossip.
Okay, but you're telling me you discussed it. I want to know what you discussed. Who? Tell me.
Well, I can't reel it off. Like, I can't reel it off now. There's so much stuff for everyone. But we'd talk about, like, the boys would banter me and be like, oh, you're just waiting for like Lana to come in. You're just waiting for Lana to come in. And I'm like, boys, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I know she's probably going to be on standby for this, but if she comes in, it will not be rekindled. Like, if anything, if she came in and I wasn't in a couple, it would have been like, it would have felt natural and comfortable to like chat to her more, but we would have never rekindled. Like, just fact. Like, and we will have her, I promise, we will have her on the pod and we're like, I promise you, like, it just wouldn't have happened.
Why?
We're done with that. We're past it. We're so past it.
Okay then.
Well, unless you know something that I don't.
No, I'm not. No.
Well, there you go.
I just thought you would have felt more, I don't know, emotional and I don't know, wanted to have a conversation with her.
Nah, I was prepped that she could. It's a likely thing that exes come in there. Like Ronnie had it with Harriet. It's a likely thing that exes can come in. I was very mentally prepared for that, and we wouldn't go back there. We both know that. Like, she'll tell you herself. So
yeah, but I felt like you had like a lot of questions that you would have wanted to ask her, because I feel like for you it wasn't as clear.
Yeah, it wasn't, but I don't really care.
Oh, you're over it now, are you?
Well, like, we've been over it for what, 18 months? Like, come on, like.
Okay, so it was only 2 girls that could have maybe made you turn your head.
If they were in earlier, yeah, but by the end of it, I was like, get me out of this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I really couldn't be arsed with it. It was, honestly, I asked to leave a couple of times.
But you know, when you asked to leave a couple of times, right? Did they not let you?
No, you can leave whenever you want. Like, it does make their life difficult sometimes, but you can leave whenever you want. You're not forced to stay there.
Do they try and like convince you?
Yeah, like, they'll only say, look, things happen very quickly in here, like, you know, we want you to stay and blah blah blah, because obviously they do want you to stay, but I wasn't enjoying myself so much. There was actually one, I'll tell you, that no one knows this.
Sound so depressing.
No one knows this, right?
Go on.
I ended up crying one night.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ron, that's so sad.
And the situation.
Oh,
I know. Right, shut up.
That's awful to hear. That's so sad.
So I cried one night, and it was purely over the fact that when Harriet come in and she stole me after like.
Wait, did you cry because you stole me?
No, it wasn't. Well, it wasn't that. Oh god, that's terrible. But there was basically, she stole me after like a 3-minute conversation, right? And I knew I didn't fancy her at all, like at all. So I knew I cannot be in a couple having that awkward, laying on the side of a bed, not wanting to talk to her while she wanted to get to know me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, I also couldn't be asked to get myself Ronnie smitten with her, like, that's your ex.
But also, you knew that they were going to just get back together anyway. You didn't want to be like the pawn of their situation.
Exactly. So for me, I bowed out straight away. Like, I literally was like, she's not for me, trust me. I'll leave that one alone. But the problem is that when you're doing that, I felt so guilty. And that whole day I was stressing about, I don't want to hurt her feelings because I don't want to chat to her. I don't want to imagine a girl picking you to get to know you, and you're saying, and you turn around to her and be like, I don't even rate you.
In the end, she just cussed you out. But even
Well,
that,
that's
right?
Harriet for you. Like, she just like.
No, I don't. To be honest, I don't blame her for being a bit upset. But what I don't like is like, I swear you went and told the boys. Then Luca, who's meant to be your friend, went and told Grace.
No.
This person went and told the other person.
I've seen clips of this.
Annoying.
I've seen clips of this. This is not how it was. How it was we was all round the fire pit, and there was like Ronnie, me, Luca, Curtis, maybe one other, I can't remember. Ronnie flat out asked me, he said, do you even fancy her? And I went, I don't fancy her, mate.
We saw that.
Right. So he asked me a flat out question.
Yeah.
Me being me, I don't lie, so I just gave him an honest answer. And all the boys went, oh, for fuck's sake, wrong. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't just say that. And I'm like, well, why not? What am I going to do? Yeah, Ron, I do fancy her, even though I don't.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm going to chat to her. No.
It was obvious that wasn't that happy when she picked you.
So then that went round the villa, as it does, like school children. Yeah. Goes round the villa, blah, blah, blah. And I just left.
You're saying that, but this is where I think that you have that sort of like bro code. I understand Ronnie saying it, because it works in his favour, and he's not your friend like that. But Luca's your friend though, and he went and said it to Grace. Like,
but
what, 2 seconds and you go and tell your girl?
That's fine.
I've
actually seen.
I think that's weird.
I'm drawing a line on this. I see the clip of it, and whatever. Grace asked, "How did the chat go?" Or what does Ronnie think? And Luca goes, "Yeah, like the chat went well, but he just doesn't fancy her." I see his face on it as well. It's not like he went, "Oh, Grace, you don't even fancy her." He went, "Oh, he just doesn't fancy her."
I just think some things are better left unsaid, though. When someone's your friend, though,
but if you get asked the question,
that's different. No, that's different.
Grace asked him.
Ronnie has no loyalties to you at that point. He don't need to. He don't owe you nothing. He can go and say whatever he wants to anyone. Luca, however, is your friend on the outside, and your
I don't mind him saying it. I'm
not
going to ask him to lie to Grace.
When you would tell me stuff in the video, I wouldn't go and be like puss to the next person unless
Grace asked him a question of how it went, and Luca answered. You can't hate a guy for that. Jesus Christ!
I don't hate him. It's just annoying.
No, you just gotta like. Oh my God, it happens in life. People don't rate each other, and
I don't know. I just feel like there's that sense of like bro code that you just don't like. That gossip you have with your boys, you just leave it there. And I feel like them kind of things in the villa is not there at all.
Bro code is stuff that happens in the bedroom that we talk about, outside world stuff and stuff that can't be aired. That stays in there. That stays in the bed. That's bro code. Me saying that I don't fancy Harriet, couldn't give a fuck. Like, fact.
Okay.
Like, whatever, doesn't bother me.
Though, like, it is actually so hard as a best friend watching. Like, I used to say, to my best friend who would post stuff, and I'd say to her before I went in the villa, do not post it, do not react, and when I come out, I was like, oh my God, her face is all over TikTok, like she's gone mad at everyone. And like, especially like with the things that happen with Liv and stuff, when I was in the villa, she cussed everyone out.
They do, because everyone gets emotionally invested.
But now I understand why, because when I saw you in there, I would be screwing at the I'd be like, fucking gonna
because you forgot that it's a show. You forgot that it's an edited show.
And like, I get that. I'm trying to understand that, but when watching it, it's really hard because I felt like you was like just in a shell and you weren't yourself, and it really fucking pissed me off to see. Like, I would just be furious at certain little things, like just even to the smallest things, like I don't know. I just feel like because of how close we are, and if you tell me something, I just don't go and say it unless I actually don't think you'll care.
Because there's no one to go and tell. But in there, you've got like 10 other people asking you a question.
It's very like puss gossip there, and then that goes there so quickly, and this, that, and it's just like, get a life.
It's the villa. You can't not talk about it.
Bitchy. I don't know.
If you don't talk about it, you end up like me, and you aren't shown on the show.
Yeah, but you know what? You're probably happier in real life. So
hence why I left, because I'm happy. I'm buzzing that I've come out.
Yeah.
And the fact that I didn't go around chatting absolute bollocks to people. Like, it's just not something I do.
Yeah.
And I've come out, I'm buzzing. Yes, I'm like, no one will be honest about this. Every single person on there, I do not care. Probably bar Luca, to be honest, because he doesn't need it. But everyone goes on there for clout. Everyone is chasing clout. Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you still go on there to meet someone, but you're so intense.
Why did he go on?
I convinced him to go on. like we'd go on as boys. Okay. Like, we knew he was going on.
Fair enough.
The whole reason why people go on is to boost their social media. And you can see that with some people, how much they play up to camera. That's not a bad thing. And people shouldn't hate on people for going on there for clout. It's a TV show. But this is their careers.
You know what I think is mad though? The people that go on there and say, like, get defensive, like even in the game last night, about the questions with the whole clout thing here. Like even when Ekin-Su was like, I'm not being funny, I don't need clout, which I actually thought was funny because to be fair, she really doesn't. But at the same time, it's like, obviously you all go in there for clout. Who cares? The fact that they're even trying to hide it is so stupid. Like, own it. Why are you going on there for then?
People are embarrassed to say, I'm on there for clout, but if I find love, great.
Yeah.
That's how you should say it.
No one's gone in there to find love. It's just, if it happens, it happens.
Exactly. I went on there because I wanted to go and enjoy my experience, potentially get a boost from it, and potentially, if I found someone, like I did last time, banging. But it doesn't happen. Own up to the fact that you're in there for clout, and people aren't owning up to it, and they need to, because otherwise it doesn't fit with their profile. It means you're not legit. Oh, fuck off. Give me a break. Like, you are clout chasing regardless. It's just who's good at it, and I'm shit at it because I left.
Yeah.
If I wanted proper clout, and if I wanted to be fake, and I don't even care whether I'm saying this, I reckon, especially because of the reaction I've had, which has been so lovely coming out. Like, I actually can't explain. It's probably been a better reception coming out this time.
You were so loved.
Honestly. I could have probably soloed myself to the final.
I don't know if you would have got that far on.
Well, what? There's only 2 couples that I had to get through, and they were brand new. I could have soloed myself.
Only because,
which sounds terrible.
No, but you
were
it was so obvious how uninterested you was. I can't even lie to you. Like, fucking hell. Like, you were so unbothered. I wanted to shake you. I literally wanted to shake you, but
I can't fake it. I knew I could have.
If someone walked in there that you fancied, like one of the girls you mentioned,
maybe would have stayed.
Then you would have
maybe
100%, because you were such a gentleman.
Then I would have gone on.
You was so lovely. Like, you were saying all the right things. Like, I want to get married. This is that. Like, not your normal self. Really, really grown up. Well done.
We have those nice chats together, but
but like, you really grown up from the last one. Really good. But just didn't happen for you. But you know what? It's because your thing is not meant to be from that world.
No, it's not.
And it's not about the life you are. Like, it's not the life you want anymore. You never wanted it anyway. You went on there for an experience. No, like, people it just worked out for you the first time.
People will comment on this saying, "Oh, well, if you didn't want it, why did you go on it?" And I understand. I understand. That. Enjoy it. But for me, because I had like a Love Island stain, and I sort of kind of like stained my time on last Love Island because I hated it so much. This time I wanted to go on there and enjoy it, and I enjoyed a lot of it. But just when it got to a point where I was just unhappy, and there was only I wasn't tanning anymore. So I just thought maybe my time's my time, and I left on a happy note and not on someone else's accord. Like, I was so proud of Scott when he left, because he knew he couldn't open himself back up after Tina. So I went, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm not opening myself up at all because no one's in it. So what's the point of sitting on my ones?
You know, I want to ask you, who would you say that you least got on with in there?
Oh, why are you doing this to me? Oh, who? I would say, is it bad if I say Kaz?
What?
Even though I've got nothing bad.
How could you say that when you picked her? What's wrong with you?
We spoke the least after we called it off. Once we stopped like playing about.
Yeah, but I feel like you can't really pick her because.
All right, if I don't.
I don't know. You can pick whoever you want, but you don't really get a chance to get to know her properly. Like.
Yeah, but once we both.
After she left?
Okay. Joe. What? Right. Okay. So, here's the plain and simple answer. When we're not out in that garden and shit's happening, I get on with all of them so well.
I mean, like lunch breaks and stuff when it's not being...
Yeah, when I know, like, you know, there's not a scene at play here. Yeah. Right? I get on with all of them. Individually, lovely people. But I would say Harriet done my nutting the most.
No way.
Harriet done my nutting the most.
I find her quite funny.
Yeah, of course you do, because she just...
I can't imagine how she can be a bit overbearing.
She bites on everything. She always thinks she's in the right.
She gets quite defensive.
She doesn't take responsibility for what she says.
I do find her really funny though.
Nah, she's actually like... I really struggle. Really? Outside, oh my God, I would normally... If I had the energy towards the end,
that is so
I'd
funny,
be like, Harriet, like, please, shut the fuck up. The plain and simple answer is... If I had to pick someone who I didn't get on with the most, or who wound me up the wrong way, it's Harriet. She'd done my fucking head in. Like, honestly, the way she bites on everything, the way she thinks she don't take responsibility for her actions.
That is so funny.
And the way she wraps her little, like, Ronnie has wrapped around her finger. He's lost. Like, I love Ronnie to pieces, but Harriet is just using him and abusing him.
Really?
And it's horrible. It's horrible to see.
What? Like, so I get how I can imagine her being a bit overbearing, yeah? And you can tell that she gets defensive, doesn't really take accountability, but I do find her really funny.
She's funny
So
in
I didn't
small
think
doses.
that you'd find her that annoying.
No, she's funny in small doses. When you have like little
And
chats of her in
do
group,
you
she's
think
great.
that, what do you think about their relationship then? Do you think it's not genuine?
Ronnie loves her wholeheartedly and wants something to happen. He is pulling out all this stuff. I can't tell you how much that boy, he's like an angel in there, right? It's so good to see how much he's grown. But I don't think Harriet is...
Into him as much?
No, I do think they've got feelings because they've got history. But the way she... If another fella had come in, she would have got to know him.
Really?
Yeah, she 100%.
Well, to be fair, she kept saying how open and she kept saying
And
how
I
open
hated
they are.
it. I hated it. Like the guy confessed that he loved you.
Yeah, but at the
you
same
was acting
time,
so
Ron,
coupley, and then you're telling me if another fella comes in, you're gonna get to know him.
That's
what
what
the
is a
fuck
bit
are you
confusing.
doing?
But at the same time, though, that's because of her hurt from what he did to her before.
Yes, and I get that, and he had to make up for that for a long time by pulling out all the stops, and he did that. But when they started like acting like they were back boyfriend and girlfriend with each other in there, being coupley, kissing, cuddling, wouldn't leave each other's side, you then can't go and say I'm gonna get to know you. That's fucking outrageous. She has him wrapped around his little finger, and I feel so sorry for Ronnie because he's blinded by love, and it's like lovely for me to see that from him. Like it's lovely that he's in love, but I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I did not think you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Who else did you not like?
Elma, I thought, put her 2 pence in everything.
She does seem to.
She's a lovely girl. She's amazing, right? Because she is the first to do the dishes. She's first to like do everything for everyone else, right? But when someone's arguing, why the fuck is she getting involved half the time?
She does.
I used
seem
to
like
I used to
she's
sit
quite
there,
hot-headed.
yeah. I used to sit there and I used to watch it, and I used to go, what the fuck has it got to do with you? Why are you involved?
Really?
Because she just fucking loves it. It's that Towie in her.
She does come across a bit like she's loving it. Like in the beginning, I didn't see that side of her.
She's
but
great.
She does love it. I can't it's a bit much in the sense of like, I don't know. I would personally want to stay out of the drama, and I would go like I'm someone who's quite hot-headed as well. You know that, but I'll go for you if you come for me. Otherwise, I'd rather stay out of it.
Oh, I was so glad. Like obviously, me and her didn't really have anything, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Like we actually just got on, but.
Good.
I couldn't stand the way she just had to she had to shout. It wasn't any
shouts
voice
a
of
lot.
reason. It wasn't any like, look, what is it? Why can people not turn around and go, look, I think you've really fucked up there. Like, I don't think you should have said that. But no, it's, why the fuck are you doing this?
Yeah, she's proper.
Like, no, I
want
want you, like, and I'm just like,
Why does she
whoa,
do
whoa, whoa.
that?
Fucking like, pipe down.
Yeah.
Have a mature, like you're 30 odd years old. Relax. Like, talk to me like I'm a human being.
It's just probably how she is used to dealing with things, and it probably is how we.
It was jarring, mate. It was jarring.
Yeah. But did everyone else see that in her, or did they? Because I feel like she does get on with everyone in the villa too.
But this is why, and people. This is why I think the whole fans and community and stuff, they get it all wrong. They see the hour. You do not understand how well we get on as a group. We are a family. We live together. Things are resolved within 24 hours. Fact.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Stop getting emotionally invested into the show. Everyone loves each other most of the time, but on the TV it just looks like people hate each other or people are bitching about each other. It's not the case. Like, fuck me. Like, come on. It's embarrassing. I get it. That's why people love the show.
You know what I wanted to ask you? I felt like in what was it, the Vegas night? That, you know, what I'm gonna say in it.
Do you know that's legit?
What do you mean?
So Vegas night is probably the biggest night I think I've ever seen in Love Island.
In what sense?
I don't even think they aired it properly. There was so much more to it.
Really?
Like, the boys in the bedroom, we talk about all this stuff. Talk about all this like stuff that we can't really say. And then when we went out, we sat around the fire pit and Scott was saying like, oh, I'm just not sure whether we can go that far. You know, I'm not sure whether me and Tina can go anywhere. And we was like, right, well, you need to tell her because there's going to be a fucking game tonight.
He knew from day one, yeah.
No, he didn't.
No, I don't mean that. I don't think he played her along. I think he had hope and tried to give it a chance because he fancied her. But deep down, he knew, I look at her and she's not wifey material for me.
Only after like, nah, he did it at the right time. He
Yeah,
did it
I
at the
don't
right
think he's
time.
done anything wrong. When everyone
No, he
was going
didn't.
mad at him saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
that,"
Elmo
you
again,
can be with someone for however long you want. People in relationships for years and say, "You know what? I'm just not feeling it no more. I don't see a future." You're allowed to do that. It doesn't mean there's something wrong
The
with the
girls
person.
beat his head off because the girls were fucking toxic. Girls, that dressing room was a fucking wolves den.
I do
It's
think it was
horrid,
bad in a way because I
horrible
just feel
place.
like, what are you lot saying? Like, it's nothing to do with the girl's looks or
Man haters.
she's beautiful.
Telling
It
you.
doesn't mean I've dated guys that are so good looking. Don't mean you got the personality I want or you're not the person I want to marry. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
I'm telling you, it was just a war zone in there. The only person out of all those girls that had voice of reason and a mature head,
Yeah.
Gabby.
She's really sweet.
Unreal.
Yeah, she come across really, really sweet. Yeah, she's
Unbelievable.
lovely.
Like,
She's really,
such
really
a lovely
lovely.
person. But Vegas night, obviously we told Scott to say, look, have that conversation with Tina before the game starts. He didn't because the game, boom, started. Then a couple of things happened where Luca, it was like winding Luca up a little bit. But it's the game. That's what happens. And then Scott obviously said, like, oh, I've got something on you, like joking around. But Luca, because he was wound up by a few things, was like, well, fucking say it then, say it.
Yeah.
Which obviously you saw. Then it got heated and we was like, oh shit. Boys, relax. Then it carried on, because neither of them, they've been winding each other up so much. So I'll give you a bit of an inside scoop on the week, or like a couple of days before.
Yeah.
We was playing rounders in the garden with a pillow and like a fake golden apple, right? And we was all having a laugh, and Scott pushed Luca in the pool, and Scott come out and decked, and Luca come out and decked Scott, like took him down, and then run upstairs, grabbed all of his wardrobe and threw it off the terrace.
Why would you do that?
It was fucking hilarious. We was all creasing.
Yeah, but why would you throw his stuff? That's a bit extreme, no?
It was just banter. Like, it was funny. Like, even Scott was
Okay,
laughing. Like,
alright.
it was crease. But they was at each other bantering for days and days and days, and it just built up, and then Vegas night happened, and it was just too much. And when Scott stepped to Luca, it was kind of like, oh shit, man, you've kind of crossed the line there.
Okay.
You've gone from verbal to physical. Luca was never going to back down from it, so Luca would have just had it out. But then the next question came. Obviously, he then had to, I think, kiss Scott for being a clout chaser. Then said that he'd been on dates with previous Islanders before and like set up videos and stuff. And I thought, oh my God, right, that was fucking bro code stuff. Why have you done that? But stop it there. But then he didn't. He carried on.
Luca was really wrong.
Yeah, for saying as much as he did, 100%.
You just don't
But Scott
do that.
Scott shouldn't have moved to him.
Listen, Scott, I feel like, you know, when they say don't poke the bear and then be like shocked when you have a reaction. So I do feel like he pushed him a little bit, but I do actually think he was just doing it in a jokey way. I don't think it was.
Yeah, but I think
I don't
when you're
think he
in that
realised it was
environment
that
of
deep.
how intense, it's poking the bear, and it was poking the bear all week. They both poke each other.
Yeah, but then
it's
it's
savage.
like you're both men, you're friends. Get over it.
Exactly, which is
Like,
why stepping to
or
someone
talk it
was a
out.
bit wrong.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But I said after this whole thing happened, yeah, Tina's crying, everything else, right? It was a horrible moment for the whole villa. I said to him, but I said, you're both in the wrong. Like, and don't go through the intricacies of the
Yeah.
argument. Just go and make up. So obviously they did the day after, because as blokes, you just move on.
Yeah, but don't
It's
you think
not
that
like
was like it was quite snaky behaviour? I can't lie, Ron. That was bad.
No, it
It's
was
like
ratty from both.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Not only did he you threw your friend under the bus, and then not only that, yeah, like you made the girl feel like shit and basically embarrassed her.
Which he so he knew out of the first thing that was on his mind.
It made Scott
he
look like a dickhead, and
he
really
took so much responsibility and was so apologetic that
Okay.
Tina was involved.
because it
And
didn't
that's
come across on
was-
TV that he was that apologetic.
Luca's first priority was I've hurt Tina's feelings, who shouldn't
Oh yeah,
have been
to
involved.
Tina, yes, but not to Scott. It didn't seem
But
like
they
he
were
was that
both at
apologetic
it.
to
They were
him.
both in the wrong. Facts. Like, I don't care what anyone says. They were both in the wrong. Right? Doesn't matter who was more, who was this. They were both in the wrong. And as blokes, they like literally slept on it, shook hands, made up, because they are really good friends. And I'm so glad, because we spend so much time to the boys. So they needed that. But that Vegas night fucking popped off. Popped off. It was like, it was mad. They got the producers, they were like this. Like, they would have been looking at it thinking, oh my God, we've hit the fucking jackpot.
Yeah, because I
Vegas
can't
night
lie.
was a
That night I was like,
success.
what the fuck?
It was insane.
What really annoyed me is there was a question about the biggest game player. Was that Was that the right one? Am I talking about the right one? And then Casey picked you.
Fakest, I think.
Fakest. Something
or
along them
fakest,
lines,
something
yeah?
like that.
And then when he picked you, I thought, oh my God, like, you are his boy on the outside world, Jay, and you're going to do him like
He's
that.
just doing that for TV.
Yeah, well, do you know what?
It's not like that.
You're fake as fuck then.
No, he's just doing it for TV.
Don't tell me he's doing it for TV. Don't defend him.
I will defend him because it is for TV.
Are you stupid? Are you actually stupid?
But trust me, I was there. It's for TV.
Okay, well, you know what? Do it for TV, but also I ain't going to fucking throw my friend on the bus. Make them
You
look like a
have
stupid
to.
fool.
Otherwise,
yeah,
it's boring.
For TV.
It's a game. You have to pick on someone.
I'd rather be boring.
Do you think I
and
wanted
not
to
fake.
pick on Ekin?
I feel like
I
you
was
did want-
honest.
You
but-
was honest though. That's the difference. You was honest.
But who? No, everyone else is like. Who
And
else
you know
is gonna
you
be
keep
faking
saying,
there?
yeah, it's for TV, it's for TV. Whether he was encouraged or, I don't know, thought, okay, this is going to make it juicier just by picking you, yeah, then why on the first, when was it, not the first night, but one of the first few nights when you was first in, when that whole Elma and Ronnie situation happened and you was like in a bit of a argument with them lot, Casey was downstairs speaking to everyone. Everyone was also a bit like, oh, it's caused a bit of a fuss and whatever.
Yeah.
But Casey was not sitting there defending you. You wouldn't.
Would
sit
I
there,
tell him my
Would you sit there? Would you sit there talking about him like that?
No, because I don't play up for the camera. Hence why you don't get airtime. Casey
Okay,
wants
but what I'm
airtime, so you do
so-
it.
And then you kissed Ekin-Su. I thought that was quite funny, Ron.
When?
For being the biggest bitch.
Oh yeah.
And
No,
the
it
only
wasn't
thing that
big-
confused
yeah,
me
it
with
was,
that,
yeah.
right, is I thought it was funny. Listen, you'll just be honest. Who cares? And one thing I found confusing about that is she doesn't care to be the biggest bitch. She likes to show that she's there to
her
like
job.
be like, yeah.
It's her job.
And like she takes it. She doesn't care, sort of thing. So I was confused that she got her back up that much with you.
Because you need to react.
Yeah, but so why don't you
Ekin,
react?
Because I can't be asked, and that's why I'm shit for the show.
Yeah, but
Fact.
normally, but when it was
I
our
am shit
season,
on Love Island because I cannot be bothered to bite.
yeah, but
It's
stop putting yourself
pathetic.
down.
No, I'm proud of the fact that I can't be asked for it.
No, but when it was our
Ekin-
season though, when it was Liv, how many times did you cuss her out?
Only a couple. All right, maybe like on movie
No.
night, but very different back then because
No,
it's your
but
first
if you
time
wanted
doing
to,
it.
when you wanted to, you would.
Yeah, but it's the first time doing it. You kind of know you kind of have the mental capacity to bite. You kind of need to. I'm too old for that shit. I'm too old for it.
You ain't got your walking stick yet.
Honestly.
Okay, all right then. So with that, so you picked her because you was being honest. And what was your response after she said all that? Did you have a conversation after?
Well, I had like an off-camera conversation where I literally went to her and I went, "Oh, sorry for picking you. You know what it's like." She was like, "Yeah, I know."
Okay, so it wasn't that deep then.
No, because obviously Scott and Luca kind of stole the show with the rest of it.
Yeah.
And also, Ekin knew what I was on about.
Yeah.
She literally, like, the point that I made, saying that she's the bitchiest, is because she was in an argument with Ronnie, saying, yeah, you did say that, yeah, when she wasn't even in the
You
villa.
were so correct when you said it though. You wasn't
She
wrong
wasn't
at
even
all.
in the villa, and she
Yeah.
was trying to say, yeah, you did. I was like, Ekin.
Everyone had your back with that
Come on,
anyway.
pack
It was
in.
obviously bullshit.
Yeah, obviously, because I spoke facts, but I'm not going to hold it against her. Ekin, right, I'll put this whole thing to bed with Ekin. She's the most misunderstood person, right?
Okay.
With her past, she's lovely. I got on so well with her. She is such a lovely person, but she does it for the camera. She knows it's her job. She's such a sweetheart. When I'm chatting to her, yeah, when we're munching in the kitchen, everything else, she's so sweet.
Really?
We got on so well.
Oh, that's
She's
good to
honestly
know.
lovely, but she knows her job better than anyone.
Yeah,
Fact.
no, you can so
that's
tell.
why everyone's on the comments being like, why is this like an episode of Hollyoaks? Come on.
Okay, so do you know what, 'cause you know
Come
what I was going to say to you? So when I was watching it, obviously I think Ekin-Su in the first Love Island she went on, I thought she was hilarious. I think defo acting, but always found her funny. After Big Brother, and I think from this series, no one really, like a lot of people I know and me, we weren't really keen. Towards the end now, actually, I'm a bit more warming up to her character and I find her a bit funny. I still believe she's acting, I can't lie.
Yeah,
Obviously,
because
like you say.
she is, but at the same time, she does care a lot.
You could
Her
no, but
past is
the
like-
last couple of days I've been seeing like more of a like you can tell she gets upset. Like even with the whole Elma situation, I do think what she did to her, like why kiss Sammy, it's silly.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Again, but I do actually think that when she started to cry after, she was actually tearful and upset.
She is, because this is why she's so misunderstood, because she does care. She's such a caring person. She just has this sort of like, she has this drama in her. She is a producer's dream.
Yeah.
It's so great. But like I had some really deep conversations with Ekin, and we spoke about her past and spoke about my past growing up and things like that. She's had it very tough,
Really?
you know, and obviously I'm not going to say it because it's her business, but she's so sweet. But does she know what her job is? Of course she fucking does.
So
Come
she's
on.
just there to do her thing,
But she
and
does
cause
care,
drama.
like, and she does have feelings, and that's
Yeah.
what people forget.
Do you think her and Curtis are genuine? Because it's so hard to tell.
I think they're genuine, but I don't think they'll last. Fact.
Yeah, me too.
He's on
so
tour
I don't think
all the
they're
time.
I don't think they was genuine. I think actually how strong they've become the last few days and all week, I'd say they've started to probably. I can imagine them being more genuine now than I would have ever thought.
You can't fake that. They're kissing. You can't fake.
Yeah,
that
but I
in
feel
there.
like because they're both actors, I think it's easy to fake it. No.
Honestly, like when it's so intense in there and the relationship, there is not a chance in hell anyone can fake it like that. It's in like there is emotion there.
Yeah.
But when they leave, when all of this goes for all the couples, we know how much of a test it is when you leave that villa and the real world comes into play. And I don't think Ekin and Curtis are compatible outside that environment.
Why?
Because Curtis is on tour with dance and stuff. He's away for months on end. He's on road. Like he's even said himself, like he's on road for like 5 hours at a time.
Oh my God, I need to ask you something.
So if you can't like, I don't know, you have to be a very trusting person to see your boyfriend go away for months and months.
You know what that just reminded me of? That crazy argument they had.
Where she just goes in and kisses him.
What the hell was that?
I stood in the kitchen with like some toast and I went, like, what the fuck?
What the fuck was going on? What was that?
I nearly dropped my toast.
Was that a joke? Was it? I don't get it. What even happened there?
Honestly, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Watching it, we thought they're playing a different fucking game to us. It was insane. And I think it was all legit. I just think it was so dramatic. It was fucking brilliant TV though.
So dramatic.
I thought I was a viewer. That's how insane it was. Everyone was in the kitchen looking, going, what the fuck has just happened?
To be fair, Casey was funny at that point. He turned around and was like, I think he said something like, that's the most strangest or oddest, weirdest 10 minutes of my life.
Honestly, you have no idea. To go from the highs and lows, what was said, 10 minutes later, they did that. It was insane.
You know what I want to ask you? Okay, so you said that Harriet was your least favourite. Who was your least favourite boy?
Didn't have one.
Oh, come on.
Swear on my life. Did not have
Who
one.
was your least close to?
I don't know, whoever went out first or whoever had the least time. Montel was in only a couple of days, so I couldn't get close to him. But
okay, fair.
Honestly, the boys, I don't know what it is. And this isn't me, like, I don't want this clipped up into like, oh, Ron just hates women, because it's not fucking true. But blokes are so different to girls. Yeah, when it comes down to
Obviously.
bonding
Yes.
and not bitching and making up after arguments, we shake hands, we crack on.
You say that,
We
but
don't
I
have
find
beef.
a lot of Love Island boys so bitchy.
But
So
do you see us
bitchy.
do you see us holding it against each other for like days on end? Girls have it off.
I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Girls
but
hold it for days in there.
Yeah.
Boys, we crease. We have so much more downtime than the girls because they're getting ready for 2 hours. We're sitting in there napping, or we're playing games or chatting shit. We all get on. I don't care what is shown. We all get on.
Yeah.
There is not a single legit bit of hate there. Like, fact. And I think it's a big difference between, and this isn't a bad thing, there is such a big difference between how boys argue and how long they hold it for and make up compared to how girls do. And it's not a bad thing. I just like, when you're in there, it's such a pleasure to be around the blokes.
Okay.
But when the girls are having it off, fuck that.
Yeah, because I
You
feel like
stay
girls
away
get
from
so
that dressing room.
sensitive with
Stay
that
away
thing.
from that. If we walked past, because basically the dressing room's in there, you've seen it. Dressing room's in there, and we go upstairs to our bedroom. We walk past we go from the garden past the dressing room, especially in the evening. You know, when everyone's doing their little beach huts and stuff. We walk past that dressing room. Something bad's being said about the boys. Something
so
bitchy's
funny,
being
innit?
said. Whereas if you go up to the boys' bedroom, we're all just fucking having
You
a
know
laugh.
what? It's actually so true because girls invest so much energy into just bullshit. It's
Bullshit.
so true, actually.
I'm so like, you're the one who can actually have an opinion on
No,
this
I
because
can, I
if
can,
I
I
say
can.
it, I'm a misogynist apparently.
No. It is so fucking true, honestly, because girls will sit there like, he did this to me, da da da. Because I even see it. I see it myself with some people, and I'm like, wow, you got so much energy in it. Why are you bothered for? But I don't know if that's because I'm so. Maybe I used to be like that, but maybe because I'm so comfortable with my man now.
Everyone probably was like it when they were like 16 years old.
Yeah, but they just don't grow up.
I think when you're in there, everyone just turns 16 again.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, how can I just be bitchy again? Because I'm living with these people.
Because I do find the show so bitchy, but again, it's a show.
It's a show. What's been happening whilst I've been gone? Who's been saying shit? Like, I've seen clips of people like
who?
Well, fucking the first thing I saw was Lydia made a clip about some bullshit thing.
I need to tell you about this.
What is this?
So, you know me, I don't go preening people, but obviously it come up because it was going viral. And Lydia put up like I think it was a TikTok. What was it though? It was something like...
It was when you said long distance, I didn't think you meant South Africa.
Where does she live again? Manchester?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically trying to say like that was his bullshit excuse, And
but for like what? For breaking up? Like, we was never fucking together.
I
we
need
was
to
never
get
a
one
thing.
thing clear to you guys, because this really annoyed me, and I just didn't want to respond to it or react to it at the time because you was in the villa, and I didn't want to entertain her, to be honest. Yeah. And you know what? She's a sweet girl, but I have to, and I don't want to also put her down.
Yeah.
Because I don't have no beef with her. And I can just tell that she's clearly just hurt by the situation. Because listen, no one's going to react that way if they weren't. But I've got to be honest when I have to be honest. You did not lead that girl on. Yeah. And you didn't lead Lydia on. Sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful. But you didn't lead her on.
No.
And I just think that was so childish. And it was like clout chasing in a way because...
Mega clout chase.
You know what it is? It's like don't talk about someone when they're not even in the space to be able to respond. You're away in the villa. You couldn't have responded to that. People are going to have this whole different image of you and perspective and think that you've literally locked her off, gone on a TV show when you haven't.
I don't care, right? So she did a few videos before. I thought, okay, she's just, all right, slightly immature, but I'll let it slide. Then when I come out, press told me and they were like, oh yeah, this has been released. And I went, what? When I saw the video, I creased. I actually creased.
That's the thing. Like,
but then
I
was
want
like,
to react to it because I felt bad.
Fuck? I was like,
yeah.
Luckily, it doesn't really go far. Like, if it was a massive thing, like, obviously,
but then it was a little bit bad because in newspapers and stuff, people were believing that you literally locked this girl off.
I saw the comments.
Went on this holiday or on TV to go get a new girl. Like, it's not nice to paint that image of someone when that actually wasn't the case.
I debunked this on the first episode that we did. We was never together. We was never a thing. No. Like, it literally has never, ever, ever been that way.
You couldn't have been any more honest with her if you tried.
Yeah.
And
I just, weird.
Like, I didn't want to react to it because also she seemed sweet. I just felt bad.
It was just a moment of immaturity that I'm going to let slide.
Yeah, I just feel like, listen,
I'm going to try my hardest to let it slide.
She was definitely bothered and just wanted to, I don't know, make a little dig. You know what girls can be like. But at the same time, it's not nice to see that when you're like, when it's your friend and you're like, that's not true though. Like, even your friends were messaging me saying, but that's not true.
No.
So it's not fair. It's like, you're sat there in the villa and all this shit has been said about you. It's like fucking bullshit.
I mean, luckily, I'm very unbothered about everything that's happened.
I'm
almost too unbothered.
What other drama did you see when you come out?
Obviously, Lana did a few posts, but I thought they were crease.
Yeah, so Lana actually did.
They were brilliant.
She's so funny. So literally, I think it was when you mentioned about the bar.
When I come out. So basically, I did my final interview with Maya, and I said like...
Oh, the bars...
I said like, obviously, the bar last time was here.
Yeah.
Right? So I had my exit interview with Maya, and I said something like, last experience, the bar was set here. Because I come away, I found someone, and it was great. I just didn't... Obviously, this time around, it was fucking nowhere near it. And then obviously, Lana did a post saying bar. And I felt so bad because she was getting like little bits of hate for it. And I was like, that's fucking crease. Like, yeah, I said she was the bar.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal. Why are people hating her for it?
I thought it's crease. Yeah, I can't. I think she's so jokes. And like, she just takes a piss, innit?
I don't know why she got hate for it. I felt really bad.
Herself.
Yeah.
She's just trying to say, sorry, I set the standards in it. Yeah. Sorry if no one's good enough.
All right.
But she's obviously just joking, guys. It's not that deep.
Exactly.
Who would you want to win?
Easy answer.
Yeah.
Luca and Grace.
Okay.
And that's because Luca I know.
What did you think about the Luca, Sammy, and Grace situation? Sorry.
I knew Luca was never having his head turned.
But then he kissed her.
Yeah. So you have to be honest in the game. He answered the question honestly. Yes, okay, he told Grace, but you can't just kiss anyone to play the safe game in there. You will get told off.
Yeah.
You have to be honest in that game. And yes, he messed up. He shouldn't have said it in the first place. He should have just done it and not told her.
Lied.
But look, realistically, if Sammy come in at the same time as Grace, it would have been fair game. But
I can't lie, because Sammy is gorgeous. Like, don't get me wrong,
she's
Grace
stunning.
is beautiful too. But I do think, knowing that that's Luca's normal type, I do think that I feel bad for Sammy, because I think she would have had such a different journey if she come in earlier.
Yes, Sammy was poor timing, unlucky. Like, it's just peak. But she's a stunning girl, right? But just peak, unlucky. Like, you just came in late.
I can't even but at the same time, I do feel like Lisi's coming out really loved, and she showed her pretty face.
She's done well off the back of it, because people, like, she didn't come across bad, and she's still doing well, I'm sure. But Luca and Grace for me, they are smitten.
Okay.
Like, honestly, the way they are in that villa, they do not leave each other's side. It's actually really lovely to see. And I know Luca very well, and it takes a lot for him to open up. And Grace is much more than meets the eye. She's switched on girl. She's a businesswoman. She stands on her business. Sometimes a bit too much, but I want them to win. I love Luca. He's really, like, he has this hard shell, but he's so soft inside, and he struggles just as much as me. You know, he had a really tough first week, which I saw, and he was upset. The day that I came in with Grace changed his whole journey. He had a good mate who come in to look out for him, and he had Grace, who he's with now, changed his whole thing. So Luca and Grace for the win for me. Easy. No one even comes close.
See, I think I would have. Do you know what? I really like Catherine. What was she like in there?
Oh, Catherine's so sweet.
I feel like she
does pipe up a little bit sometimes, but like.
See, I think she's so sweet. I think
she is sweet.
I think that she's the most genuine one.
I mean, there's a lot of genuine ones in there.
Yeah, but I think she's. I don't know. I just.
She's
think
sweet. No, do you know what? Omar's the most.
Like, I don't know. I would love for them two to win. The only thing is it's annoying because he comes.
I'd have them second.
Later.
I'd have them second.
I just wish we knew him a bit more and saw them a bit more together.
But do you know why he doesn't get shown so much? Because he doesn't argue, doesn't have beef.
See, you know what's weird though? He's had a bit of beef. He pipes up. I like it.
Only once to Grace. And then that's it. He's on for 30-second clip.
Yeah, but he doesn't hold back.
No, he says his thing. If he needs, he stands on it. Like, he's not a pussy about it.
Yeah.
But other than that, everyone loves him. So why would you? He don't need to beef anyone. Therefore, you don't get to know the real Omar.
Do you know what I was gonna say as well? What I wanted to really ask you: who do you think is the fakest couple? Oh, because you've seen it.
I think Harriet individually. And then I think who will last the least.
But don't you think that's just because she's been hurt and she's got a guard up?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Next.
And then Ekin and Kurt. Like, put it this way. If I were to vote someone off now, it would be Ekin and Curtis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So you do feel like they're a bit fake?
Not fake. I just don't think they'll last.
Okay. But Elma and Sammy, they've not had long together.
I think with Elma and Sammy, there's a big age difference. Elma in a year or two could be going, I want to settle down. Yeah. I want to be a wife and I want to have kids.
But Sammy's 20.
Sammy's they do. They get on so well. I cannot fault that. In the villa, they're amazing. But get outside, and when real life hits you, she'll want kids, married, I'm assuming.
No, I do agree with
in
you.
A year, 2 years, 3 years. Sammy's 24. He won't want that. The geezer's still so young.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say was the best memory of what was like the best part of your Love Island experience?
My favourite thing about Love Island is sunbathing and playing rounders on a down day. They're the only two things I can happily say were the best things. The rest of it, couldn't care less about.
Okay.
Hand on heart. The rest of it, dog shit.
That's so funny. Are you glad you went on?
I am, because I was in the sun.
And
I'm a clout chaser, so it means that it gets me some engagement.
And do you think that you'll be open to dating anytime soon?
I'm always open to find the one. I'm a lover boy. You know me. Come on.
So
you know me.
So are you currently chatting to anyone now?
No. I love. I want to be in a relationship. My DMs are flooded at the minute, but...
Is there anyone you've got your eyes on?
No one. I'm going to take a few weeks off. I need to crack on with work. And then I'm going to let things happen naturally, like The Notebook. None of this... and I know I said this last time. I know. So I'm sorry that I lied last time. I said I'd never go on again. But I can hand on heart tell you...
You're never going again.
I'm never going on any dating show ever again. Unless they pay me $500,000. That's it. So...
Okay, fair enough.
I think we end it there. No more dating shows for Ron. I'm too old and too mature for that shit. And also, clearly, there's no girls for me on them. So this is the end of my first podcast back.
Did you miss it?
I've missed it. I've proper enjoyed today.
I'm so glad you're back, because can I tell you something? Do you know,
No, you handled yourself well.
No, I'm going to tell you something. So keep this in as well, George, yeah? So our producer, George, does everything for us. When you was away, you'll probably know from the group chat, but can you believe, guys, I don't know how to upload on YouTube, Spotify.
I knew this was going to. That's why I was panicking.
Actually useless.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God for Eddie's. Because I actually don't think I could get through life. I don't think I'm independent at all, guys. I think I'm really shit as a person. Not as a person. I'm great. I can't do things. I'm useless. Like, he literally uploaded everything for us, done everything for us. There was one night where he was away. My producer left me, by the way. I'm really pissed off with him. And he couldn't film for us one week. So I done my Love Island reviews where I had to talk about you doing nothing because you didn't want to be there. And I'm not, kid you not yet, I wanted to cry. I cried because I couldn't upload. I was on the computer for 2 hours. I didn't know what to do.
Look, but this is the thing, right? I'm back now. Mr. Operation is here. You can do the talking and I'll do everything else.
Yeah, you're going to do everything. I don't want to do anything ever again, okay?
So this is a perfect time to wrap up the podcast. Thank you for listening. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Thank you, guys. Mwah.